like to do in the World Unhinged before. I was gonna do something. What is
What
up?
is going? Oh, what
You
is
go
going
ahead.
on? What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of the Sports Status Podcast. It has been a while since we last did one. I am here today with my co-host Coley Turner. How's things going on in the Dallas and Fort Worth region? I heard a rumor that you guys had a tornado that hit, if I'm not
Yes, we
mistaken.
did. It was actually in the beautiful Grapevine, Texas. The Grapevine Mills Mall was the one that had the tornado.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck, but oh well.
And
Just about to pop my fourth Coke of the day.
it's actually so over here, like we've been having some rain. I've had family that live out here. I have family that live out in Colorado that came by, and then they went to go visit us for uh 10 days.
Hmm.
Um, the weather out here, it's been a mix of either snow or rain.
That's Seattle for you, unfortunately.
It's not Seattle. It is Washington, but it's not Seattle. Close to the Tacoma, where Tacoma Rainiers play out for the minor league baseball. Excuse me. All right, so let's get right into the topics. I haven't covered. You and I haven't covered much WWE on this show, and before you actually came on to be a co-host on the show, I haven't touched much WWE on it here. Now you yourself, you were really quite familiar into the whole WWE thing, but as of recently, you started to become more of a fan of the Imperium. Uh,
Gusto's a badass, man.
can
He
you
just
start?
is.
Can you explain to me like what made you decide to choose that?
Well, I also do like the Brawling Brutes, I'll be honest, but like, come on now. Imperium's entrance, though.
Yeah,
That's just
I agree.
epic.
They have the best entrance. Uh, that's
Plus, the
debatable,
fight style
actually.
they have, it's more dirtier than you'd expect it to be when I watched the WWE as a kid. Like, come on now. That's just the way they fight is just dirty.
um, you go look at the storyline. If you're going off the storyline, I don't think that I wouldn't say Imperium has the best storyline right now in WWE. I wouldn't say that, but I think it's pretty high up there.
You'd say the Bloodline, right?
Yeah, but I was also going for Bray Wyatt after last night's Raw. Have you seen it?
No, I have not, but I am aware of Bray Wyatt. I remember when he first came into WWE, he scared the shit out of me whenever he
He's
came in with that
scarier now.
introduction.
He's scarier now.
Is he really the scarier?
Yes, he is.
Oh lord.
He's all over trying to mind control Alexa Bliss over here.
Kind of like Paul Bearer used to do. Honestly, Bray Wyatt is a clone of Paul Bearer in terms of his skill asset. That's just a hot take.
I think he's trying to mind control Alexa Bliss. So you since you're still learning, and you're still just figuring out what's going on for WWE Monday Night Raw. There's been a faction that has been out since WrestleMania, called Damage Control. The two women's tag team title holders and Bayley. Bayley, 3 months in a row now, has been trying to go after Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title.
And what for?
So that Damage Control could hold a lot of titles in their faction.
Kind of like Imperium?
Yeah. So, well, actually, Imperium doesn't have any titles.
No, they have one. The
That's
main guy,
true.
Gusto, has the Intercontinental.
Yeah, Intercontinental title. That's true. So they have the tag team titles in that thing. So she's trying to go after Bayley's trying to go after the Raw Women's title. Well, now you go into post Survivor Series War Games. There's this tournament. 2 triple threat matches to happen not yesterday but last Monday. Bayley ended up winning. And then Alexa Bliss also ended up winning that match too.
Sweet.
The winner of that match will go up and face Bianca Belair. Well, Alexa Bliss won. For months and months, they've been trying to build up this whole thing where Alexa Bliss and Bianca... Happens to me every single time I mention her name. The echo goes off. Anyway.
Hey, Echo.
Anyway. Alexa Bliss. There you go. Again.
How about I just mention it? Alexa Bliss.
I should probably plug the echo.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Off. What's up?
Whatever happened to the Bella twins?
They both left WWE.
Are they in AEW?
No, I don't think they're wrestling actually.
Lame.
So, the Bella twins were among the many wrestlers that just left WWE because of this whole quote unquote I don't know, how did Vince just fired a bunch of people right off the bat, one week after another. We go through this huge fire sale, and now you just trim the entire roster
Isn't Triple H now taking up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Triple H now run the thing, and a bunch of people that got fired are coming back, one right after another.
Sweet.
And both members of Damage Control were one of those two. Were two of those. In fact, they were the first to come back.
Who else was fired throughout this? Was it anybody that I might be familiar with? He was one of those?
Bray Wyatt was one of them.
What about John Cena?
No.
He was not fired?
He rarely comes on. He would go on, make Hollywood movies, and then come back to WWE, and then he would go make more Hollywood movies. So he's on this back and forth phase. John Cena is coming back, yes. He will be on the last Friday Night SmackDown.
I will be tuning in for that because I love John Cena.
Yeah, so he'll be on this last Friday Night SmackDown before the New Year. I don't know what for. Probably for a Bloodline storyline or some sort.
John Cena should team up with Kurt Angle. That'd be hilarious.
Kurt Angle is one of those where he would make guest appearances, but he wouldn't actually wrestle in matches.
Isn't he? How old is he now? Actually,
Oh, late 40s, maybe early 50s. I don't really know the answer to that.
because if he's as old as Vince, then
No, he is not. No, he is not. Kurt Angle's 54.
Ooh, he still looks good for his age.
Vince is like 77.
How is Vince 77? He doesn't
Vince?
look like it.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Fight me over this. Hey, get a hot take on in the comments. Does Vince McMahon look like he's in his 70s?
And you might look like he is in his 80s. Okay.
Just leave it up to the guys.
Enough on Vince. He's in the past, other than that he's trying to come back. He is in the past.
Other than the XFL.
No, he's not even part of that anymore.
Dwayne Johnson owns it.
Yeah, not Vince. So, oh yeah, for Survivor Series. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Survivor Series. They've been trying to build up this whole storyline for months, where her, Asuka, and Bianca Belair work together to take down Damage Control.
You think that's gonna happen?
And now Alexa Bliss beats Bayley. There you go again. And now she will take on Bianca Belair. They hug it out. And Alexa Bliss does this, the first half of the Twist of Fury. Not Twist of Fury, I'm sorry, Sister Abigail. By the way, Sister Abigail is Bray Wyatt's signature move.
Huh?
Yep. And one other thing, Bray Wyatt, his logo popped up of a scorpion. His new logo since he came back to WWE of a scorpion popped up right on the TV screen for about 3 seconds before the move happened.
So we were talking about Bray Wyatt earlier. How much of an intense guy has he been lately in the WWE?
He has not been. I wouldn't say he's intense. He hasn't had any matches yet.
But he's sort of hyping himself back up.
He's building a storyline with LA Knight, out of all people.
Hey, Echo.
Yeah.
Search up the status of Bray Wyatt.
Okay. So, yeah, they're building up a storyline with which I think is going to lead into this guy named Uncle Howdy, which has been on the. Okay, so it's been like on the TV screen. He hasn't actually appeared inside of a WWE ring or in a locker or basically where the camera's going. He's basically when the camera's pointing on the TV. That's every single time Uncle Howdy would appear.
Hey, I have another question for you.
Okay.
What's with that new Alpha Academy or something like that? Can
Alpha
you explain
Academy has been around since 2019, 2020, somewhere around there. And they're funny. They're more of a they're more of a like they're more there for the comedy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You mean kind of like with that one guy's beard? No, with the one guy's necktie?
One guy's beard.
No.
Not sure.
You don't remember the skit with the Kurt Angle? I forgot the name of the wrestler himself, but like... Woo!
I'm not sure who you're talking about.
No, it was during the Kurt Angle birthday skit whenever he came around and eat the
Oh,
cake.
oh, like with the milk. That.
Yes.
Do you know what that was a flashback of?
What?
2003. Um, he would do the same thing to Stone Cold Steve Austin. He did the same thing to Stone Cold Steve Austin when they had their feud. So that was a whole. Every time Kurt Angle would do something, there would be a whole flashback scene, and then he would
uh,
just leave for like months, and then come back, and then leave for months, and then come back for an episode.
Kurt Angle's
Although,
great.
although I will say, I think that Kurt Angle might appear more in this storyline to bring um, that other guy in, and I don't remember his name. To
Hey,
start off
Nate,
the feud with Braun Strowman.
give me a hot take here.
Hot take, hot take, hot take, hot take.
Could Kurt Angle be the next Paul Bearer in terms of contracts?
Yeah, I'm
Like
not
just
sure.
being like Kurt Angle just being a ringside manager.
I could see that, but he doesn't appear that often to be a ringside manager. Although I could see who he would be a ringside manager to. And that's that other guy on the milk skit. I could see that, but you're asking me for a hot take. I think that there's going to be a new faction in WWE. I don't
How
know
old
what
is
they were
Triple
going to
H
call it.
now?
Triple H, I think he's like 48.
Could he still wrestle?
No, he can't. He retired earlier this year.
What about Randy Orton?
He is hurt, but yes, he's in.
So, do
He
you think
actually had a tag team. He had a tag team with this guy named Matt Riddle, called RK Bro.
Arcade Bro?
Yeah.
What the?
Um. So he's actually hurt, but he is in WWE right now. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised because of his injury. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires or comes back to face Riddle.
So what you're saying is that he could come back for a Roman Reigns matchup?
No, not Roman Reigns. I think he's going to come back against Riddle. Although I can see Roman Reigns too, but Riddle's more likely.
You know the one matchup that I really want to see again. I want Shield, the original Shield, brought back.
That's not going to happen. But okay, go ahead.
I want to see them go against Imperium.
Ooh.
I think that'd be an entertaining
Ooh.
matchup. Shield versus Imperium. Wouldn't you think so?
Ooh. Okay, I like that.
Two of the biggest names in WWE.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Well, the ones that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, okay. You just started watching WWE again, so okay.
Yeah. I'm so familiar with like the older stars like Undertaker, Triple H, John Cena, Stone Cold.
Um,
Nick Foles a
yeah,
little bit. I've seen
Kevin.
some of his old matches.
Yeah, the one guy I really like because I like what he stands for. Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, his stunner versus he had a match against Stone Cold last WrestleMania, and he can't Stone Cold. He's retired. He can't wrestle, but he did come back for like one match
Sweet.
against just to see like who had the best stunner.
You know what I'm interested in?
Okay.
Randy Orton You know what? I really want to see Randy Orton versus John Cena rivalry. If Cena ever comes
No,
back. Yes.
no, no.
Yes.
Okay, that is like. Okay, so let's start transitioning now. And I know a perfect way to transition.
What's up?
John Cena and Randy Orton is like every single time your Dallas Cowboys make it to the playoffs and lose it in the divisional round.
Shut up. Shut up
It
right now.
happens so
Get
much.
out. Get out my
Okay,
show.
wild card. Okay, not divisional. Wild card rounds.
If this was the world unhinged, I'd be giving you the middle finger. But sadly, it isn't. If it was, I'd definitely be giving you the middle finger.
WWE has played that rivalry so much in the 2010s. In fact, I think that's worse than Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Remember the Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker rivalry they had for a minute?
Yeah, didn't care too much about that. It was okay.
Boy,
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't. It was okay.
that was right around the time I quit watching WWE.
I can see why. Me and I had very two different stints with WWE. I started watching it in like 2009, right around when MVP had a tag team with Matt Hardy.
Dude, do you remember the Kane rivalry?
Kane rivalry
That,
against who?
no, I mean just Kane in general.
Oh yeah.
That dude was a villain.
And then I saw them two split, and I saw them. MVP had a mini rivalry with the Undertaker for a little while, and then I stopped watching it because I was a little kid, and we just really didn't want to watch it anymore because it started to get a little bit inappropriate.
Yeah, and I just didn't care that much because it wasn't really that real.
And then
When I
2020
realized
hit.
that.
2020 hit. Edge won the Royal Rumble. It wasn't.
Edge?
Yeah,
The
2020.
Edge?
Edge won the Royal Rumble from number one.
Sweet.
In fact, Randy Orton was number two, and he was the last person to get eliminated in that Royal Rumble. Although, how he got eliminated just kind of confuses me.
Kind of
But
like the Denver Broncos playoff hope.
we needed to transfer into the NFL, so let's go ahead and transfer into the NFL.
Dude, I have this one guy at work. He's a huge Seahawks fan. And I hate him for it.
Uh,
So essentially, I'm
did
like,
you remember? Did you forget where I live?
but let me explain this to you, Nate. Every time I'd see him in the break room, I'd give him the most amount of trash he's ever seen.
Okay,
And
let's get.
he's like, this is Dak. Just throwing those interceptions.
Okay. Uh,
But
let's get
yeah,
into the power rankings. Let's
all
move
right.
on. Talk about the power rankings. Who do
I
you
want to
got
talk
at
about the
number
trash talk a
32?
minute.
Who do you got at number 32? The very last worst team in the NFL, and I think it should be obvious.
The Houston Texans.
Yep, I agree. Not much to say, except that they had to. I don't know why they started two different quarterbacks in that game against Dallas. That game honestly told me more about Dallas than it did about the Houston Texans. But we'll get to that later. Number 31.
For number 31, oof, oof, oof. I'm gonna go with I'm sorry
You're going with
to
Denver?
all Ohio fans.
Oh,
I'm going with Cleveland.
what?
They just haven't been that good.
Okay, they're terrible, but number 31? I can name a lot of teams that are in between those two.
All right, who do you have at 31?
I got the Chicago Bears. They can Justin Fields run the football well. He's not a good quarterback, but he can run, and they still won't win games. It's nothing like the Baltimore Ravens. They can score by Justin Fields running the football. But that's the only positive thing I have to say about that team.
Okay, you're gonna call me terrible here. Guess who I'm putting at number 30?
You're going to go with Denver.
Arizona.
Actually, that's I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. Arizona is a little bit higher for me, but not by much. In fact, they're number 29.
All right.
Number 30 is the Denver Broncos.
Hot take here. Hot take, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's only a hot take because I'm a Broncos fan, and you probably thought I was going to go higher on that list.
Guess who I'm putting as my oopsie poopsie?
29?
Yeah.
29 who?
I'm gonna double check their record. Hold on. I'm making
Okay.
sure I say it correctly. I want Atlanta Falcons.
That's worse than saying Cleveland.
Well, I mean, a lot of the teams have similar records so far.
Number 28, I got. Number 28. Number 28, I got the Raiders.
Number 28, I have New Orleans Saints.
I actually have them a little bit higher, but I'm not mad about where you put them.
This may come as a shock to you, but my number 27 is going to be Pittsburgh.
They're another team. I got them higher, but I'm not surprised you put them that low.
All right,
Number
who do you have at
27.
27?
Number 27. They're. I'm not sure what they're doing. Kind of team. Well, actually, I take that back. They're fired their head coach, and now I know what they're doing. They're trying to get a higher draft pick, which is better for the team. I like the direction where they're going with this team. However, when it comes to this year, they suck. Number 27, I got the Indianapolis Colts.
All right. Number 26. I know the guy who's a Seahawks fan is going to kill me.
Seattle? Are you seriously going with Seattle?
Just because I hate them, they're going at number 26.
Wow. This list is going to be very crazy for you. Number 26, I got the New Orleans Saints.
Number 25.
I think 15 above 15. 15 to above, I think we should be better, like trying to explain more onto why you have them at that seed.
Number 25 at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm not mad about that pick one bit.
Because honestly, like, Tom Brady just isn't doing his thing like he should be. But somehow he's still first in the division for his
Okay,
conference.
number 27, I'm actually agreeing with you on this. I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Aren't we on 25?
Okay, hold on. But I actually have a little bit to say on this one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot of New England Patriots fans, for some whatever reason, want Tom Brady to come back. Don't know why. Tampa has better receivers, and yet some reason Tom Brady still seems to struggle with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. What do you think is going to happen in New England?
Nothing.
Yes, New England has a better coach, but that's really the only thing I can say about them.
I think
Um,
Logan's gonna like where he put the Jaguars.
uh,
We're on
yeah,
number 24, right?
we're on number 24, but you have them at number 24?
The Jacksonville Jaguars are indeed number 24.
I have them way higher than you.
That's because T-Law is still doing his thing, you know?
I have them way
He,
higher than you.
he knows what
One of
he's
those
doing.
one of those teams where I tell you what they're still pretty terrible, but there's a lot of teams that I can see. Oh wait, I just completely missed the team.
I'll show you, Miss Team.
Okay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers number 25. Actually, you know what? I kind of like where I have them. No, they signed Baker Mayfield, and the last 3 minutes of the game, Baker Mayfield does something and actually wins a football game. I got the Rams, number 25. Not sorry, 24.
All right, number 24. Well, number 23.
And that might be a little bit high, but
You're gonna judge me for this. Like
okay.
you're gonna mentally judge me.
I'm surprised you have not even mentioned Denver yet.
I'm going to put Denver Broncos at 23. They
And
still
they
have
should be much
potential,
lower.
but they
No,
need to fire Nathan. They need to fire Nathaniel Hackett.
I
That's what they
agree
need to
with
do.
you on Nathaniel, except that they should be so much lower. They're what are they? What is Denver playing for at this point? To eliminate
A high
Arizona?
draft pick.
To eliminate Arizona from playoff contention? Because that's the only answer I even have.
All right,
It
number
might
22.
Denver might be might. I could see a potential, and I'm embarrassed to say that this is an upset. I could see a potential upset over the Rams and over the Cardinals, but that's it.
I actually have the Rams higher than you. Number
Yeah,
22, the Los Angeles Rams.
they're not good.
Not this year.
Okay,
Who do you
number
got?
23. In fact, I might have the Rams way too high, and I have them lower than you. Number 23, that's the one that we're on. I got Cleveland.
We're on number 22. Did I already list Cleveland?
Yeah, you did.
All
And
right.
we're on number 22, Cleveland. I got
Number
Cleveland. Yeah.
why?
Cleveland?
Yeah, why
Um,
Cleveland?
well, Deshaun Watson came back. I might have him a little bit higher than I was supposed to. But Deshaun Watson came back, and finally he gets his first touchdown. But at the same time, they got some wins, unlike some other people.
Ah,
You
the
know, they
massage
might be getting
therapist.
some. They might be getting. It might take them. I kind of want to see what they have, and if really depends. If the Browns do well this next game, I might stick them at where they're at. Watson came back and is a better quarterback than Jacoby Brissett, in my opinion, after what we've seen with him in Houston.
Hmm?
However, he has not played a game in over like a year. The
Nate,
Browns, yeah, I got I got the Browns at 22. It's not really that there's not much I can say nice about this team, but
the massage
I could say
therapist.
more. I could say more nice things about this team than I can say about anything else, and that's
Can I make massage jokes with Deshaun Watson?
yeah, not right now because of the timing.
Oh, I wanted to mention that little happy ending.
Yeah, next week they play the Ravens. Next week, the Browns play the Ravens. And the Ravens have been pretty good, don't get me wrong.
They have actually, but Lamar
But
Jackson got injured.
uh, Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley got injured.
So we're putting them both at 20?
The Ravens?
Yeah,
No, I got them a little bit higher.
because I'm putting them at
Because
20.
because the Ravens have somehow found a way to still even get wins. Even with their injuries at quarterback.
All right, number 19, I'm going with. This may come as a surprise to you. The Carolina Panthers.
We're at 19. We did number 22 last.
No, we did 22, 21, 20.
Oh yeah.
So we're at 19.
What was the? Okay, now I'm kind of confused because I remember covering Houston, Chicago, Denver, Arizona was my 29.
And then I covered the Cleveland. Let's see what else I covered. Arizona.
I didn't say you said Baltimore was your number 20, right?
Yes.
I didn't say what my number 20 was.
What was your number
I
20?
think I think my number 22 was the Browns. In fact, and that was the last.
Oh, I'm way ahead of you then.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to say some of mine.
All right, say 21 and 20 go.
21 I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. In fact, actually yeah, I got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Uh number 20 number 20 actually, I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. Carolina Panthers.
All right.
They got wins over Denver and Seattle, which is not saying much because Seattle's kind of going on the downhill trend.
Alrighty. So, you're gonna kill me for this.
But I will say one thing.
Yeah,
I think Carolina's winning the division. They got an easy schedule coming out.
maybe. We
They
can
got the
see.
Saints. They got the Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Panthers already beat once. And keep in mind, who was the quarterback for the Panthers when they beat the Buccaneers?
Honestly, do not
21 to
know.
3. It wasn't Sam Darnold, it was PJ Walker.
Who?
PJ
The
Walker,
the XFL
XFL.
quarterback?
Yep, XFL quarterback.
The Houston Roughnecks quarterback.
Yep.
Hey, Marty Jones, this is for your Commanders.
So, yeah, 20 I got Carolina. I gotta take like a real quick break. I'll be right back.
All right. Marty, you know for the fact that I am a Cowboys fan. I hate to break it to you. Cowboys winning the East. Well, we're taking second, anyways. And y'all are at the bottom of the barrel. But the funny thing is, the NFC East, the entirety is going to the playoffs. How do you feel about that, Marty? You'll see in a minute, Marty. I actually placed him. This is gonna be a spoiler, but they're gonna be in the top 10.
Okay, so
Every NFC East team is gonna be in the top 10. I can tell you that.
so where were we? Did you say we
I was
were number
talking about
19,
the.
right?
I was talking a little bit about the NFC East.
Okay, so we have Carolina at 20, and that's what we both agreed was our number 20,
I'm gonna
right?
put the Rams at 19 if I haven't.
Wow, that's kind of high.
Yes, it is. I'm just
In
filling up
fact,
the spots at
I
this
even
point.
think I have the Rams high. And I had them. I think it was number 25 is where I had the Rams.
Okay, who do you have at 19?
19. I got I got Seattle. They're they're not the same Seattle Seahawks as early in the season. They're not the same Seattle Seahawks team as earlier in the season.
Hey,
I mean,
Echo.
they robbed us. They robbed us. But they're not the same team as earlier in the season.
You want to know something,
Now they
Nate?
have number 2 pick, but they're not going to make the playoffs. They're probably going to go for a quarterback in the next. I wouldn't be surprised if they go quarterback at number 2.
Nate, this is going to be a surprise to you as my 18.
Okay.
The Tennessee Titans.
No, actually, that's not. I have them a little higher, but that's not
Who do
surprising
you
at all.
got?
I got New York Giants at number 18.
Did I mention Pittsburgh already?
No, I don't think you did, but they should be much lower than what you just are about to say.
17 is Pittsburgh.
They should be much lower than that. They're awful. The only reason I had the Browns even lower than Pittsburgh is because Deshaun Watson hasn't played in over a year.
The serial massage therapist.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that.
All right. Number 16. This got to come as a
Oh,
shocker.
did I say my 17 or
I think you
what?
did.
I had the Giants. No, I had 18 Giants, I think.
All right. I'm getting
No,
ahead of
no, no. I had
myself.
17 Giants because I had this 18 as
And then I
Seattle.
said Pittsburgh is 17.
Okay.
It's number 16. This is going to become a shocker. The other team in LA.
The Chargers.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. Is it Herbert still?
Yeah,
Herbert's just doing his thing.
I have them higher. But that's you're up to your own opinion. um you Chargers, now I'm forgetting the number again. 16? You have the Chargers at 16.
Yeah.
16 I got the New England Patriots. They can build Belichick well.
All right.
That's it.
For 15.
Number 15?
For 15, I have.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm brain farting at the moment. I'm going to go with San Francisco 49ers.
40? What? They're lower. They should be higher. Okay. Anyway. So, number 14, right? For 15. 15. Number 15. Number 15, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you had them lower on your list. I don't remember what number you put them, but you have them lower on your list. I got Jacksonville because I love the direction that they're going. Somehow they managed to end up destroying Tennessee, which we'll talk more about that when we go into our picks. They happened to end up destroying Tennessee, and the score was actually closer than what that game actually was. And now Tennessee. Yeah, I'm actually getting. Would you like me to go back to back? Because yeah, I'm just gonna go back to back. Number 15, I have Jacksonville, but number 14, I have the Tennessee Titans. They're on this weird losing streak for some whatever reason. You know, Jacksonville's only 2 games behind them in the division, and might catch up and win the division. Because they actually, the Titans, uh, the Titans actually, they're 7-6. I'm sorry, they're not. They're games behind, and they're also, uh, the Titans are on a 3-game losing streak. They were once upon a time 7-3. They lost to the Bengals. They lost to the Philadelphia Eagles 35-10. That one game wasn't even close. Now they lose up to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Keep in mind, earlier in the week, Titans fired their general manager. Things are not going good for Tennessee. I can't seem to figure out why. Next week, they have the LA Chargers, which a team I haven't even mentioned yet. And keep in mind, they have Houston, which is the last time that they have a winnable game. Because next up they have it's a home game and it's a primetime game and they're facing up against the Dallas Cowboys in December, which is not going to look too great. And then on January 8th, my birthday, we they're playing up against the Jacksonville Jaguars team, which, by the way, y'all just lost to.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm
Like I said, if this was the
Tennessee's
world
not,
unhinged, I'd be giving you the middle finger.
Tennessee Titans. They're not going. I can see Jacksonville end up winning the division, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit. Now I will say this: I don't think they are. I don't think they're quite there yet. They only have 5 games in this. They have only won 5 games this season, and now they're 2 games, but they're still 2 games behind in the division. They're 5-8, and the Titans are 7-6.
All right. So are we on 15 right now?
So I went back to back. You have not mentioned. You did number 15. Yeah, you did number 15. So did I. I did number 14, but you have not.
14. This is gonna be a hot take. I think you're gonna be shocked at this. New England Patriots.
I have them a little bit lower, like a few seats.
All right. And then number 13, Detroit Lions.
I have them way higher than that. And I'll explain why later.
All right.
But number 13, I got the New York Jets. Okay,
Jets, 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 Jets.
Jets have been doing really well. Don't
Somehow.
get me wrong. The Jets are a really good team this year. But there's a big but. And there's actually multiple of them. One, they are playing in a very, very tough conference. I'm sorry, Cole, but AFC is much tougher this year than the NFC. I'm not going to even debate that.
Get out.
Yeah,
Get out. Get out of my show. I'm taking over.
yeah, I'm the one who created this podcast 2 years ago, so I don't think you really can do that. So first off, they're in a really tough conference. Ninth seed, there's a possibility that ninth seed could have a winning division, and they're out of the playoffs because they're the number 9 seed. But they were the number 7 seed heading into this game against Buffalo,
And they
and they
lost.
could not. They lost, but they couldn't stay healthy. That's the big thing. They couldn't stay healthy. Mike White is. Mike White. Okay. Mike White gets a blow, gets knocked back really far. And I wish I could show you the clip, but I can't right now because I don't have it on me.
Let's hope we don't get copyrighted.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to show you.
All right. So are we on 12 now?
12. And I'm just going to say one thing about this. The New York Jets made a really dumb call. They got a Mike White got blown twice and got hurt. Well, he didn't really get hurt, but he got knocked out twice, really hard to the ground. And now in comes in Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco didn't have a great of a game. So Mike White, they put in Mike White back in. Don't you remember what happened to Tua
He
not
got
too long
another
ago in the
injury
season?
the same game and got ambulance off the field.
Exactly. Why in the world, Robert Sala, would you even consider that when Tua's not even in Tua's in your own division?
Okay, mine. We're on 12th, right?
Third, yeah, 12.
My 12th team is the. I'm gonna go back to back 3 teams on this. You ready?
3 teams? Nah, you can do 2, but not 3.
Indianapolis Colts
Okay.
and the Green Bay Packers.
So my number 12. Um, my number 12. I did the New York Jets. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about one team that I I might be having a little bit too high, but I'm also afraid that I might be having them a little too low.
What is it?
Baltimore Ravens. They went down, but here's my point though. They went down to their third string quarterback, and they still managed to beat Pittsburgh. And say what you want. Mitchell Trubisky came in, and he's the backup quarterback, and he threw 3 interceptions. Okay, he threw 3 interceptions. You know who else threw 3 interceptions? Patrick Mahomes against Denver. That's not really saying much. Yeah, Denver has a better defense too than Baltimore, in my opinion. I I got Baltimore. I got Baltimore at number 12. Number 10. Uh, I'm sorry, reading the chat. Number 11. I have number 11. I got the Los Angeles Chargers. They're much of a better team than I actually thought they were going to. Than I thought they were going to be like 3 weeks ago.
Wait, what?
The Chargers.
You going with the Chargers?
I'm going with the number Chargers at number 11.
All right. You're gonna
Who's your
hate me
number
for this.
10?
My number 10 and number 9. Chicago Bears and the New Orleans
What?
Saints.
Oh, hold on. What? Chicago Bears at number.
I
What?
haven't said Chicago in a while, okay? I forgot to
What?
put Chicago low. I forgot to put Chicago higher on the list.
Okay, we should redo this entire segment. You have Chicago at number 10?
Just move on, Nate. I'll switch the Baltimore Ravens for the Chicago Bears.
Hold on. I'm going to put my mic on mute. Somebody's talking to me. Number 10? What? That is. I'm sorry. That is crazy. I. Wow.
Did you like who I picked as my number 9?
Number 10. Okay, I don't even remember what you said at 9.
New Orleans Saints. I failed as a human being. Did I say Cincinnati yet?
I didn't either, but that's not my point. Okay, number 10, I got the Vikings.
All right.
Um, they're a good team, and don't get me wrong, but you notice every single one of their wins this season has been one score games. They they played down to their competition, and yet they go up against Dallas Cowboys and lose by 37. And then they lose some of the weirdest games. Okay, last week one, I mean week two, which makes sense. You know, it gets against Philadelphia. Philadelphia is pretty decent. They go up, lose week two to we lose by 37 to Dallas, which that blew me out. And they go out and lose to Detroit. Oh, wait, wait, wait. I haven't mentioned Detroit yet because that's the next team I have on my rankings. My number 9 is the Detroit Lions.
Guess who 8 and 7 are? The
Who?
Cincinnati Bengals and the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, I can see Vikings being there. Bengals, I think you have them a little low. All right. And it just occurred to me that I forgot about a team too.
You're not gonna like my top
So
5
I'm
at
not gonna
all.
put him. Unlike someone here, I unlike someone here, I'm not gonna go ahead and put him at my number 8 just because I forgot about this team. I'm gonna boost everybody from what I said at my number 13 and put them one spot higher and put Washington Commanders there.
For number 6, I have the Buffalo Bills.
So you already know who my number 8 is because it's Detroit, and they're one spot higher. Number 7, I got Dallas. They're a weird team too.
Leave this show now.
They are a weird team
Get
too.
out.
They're good. One week they go out and blow. They just blow out against the Minnesota Vikings, and then the next week, last week, they almost got upset by um, by the Houston Texans, which, by the way, that almost put my Houston Texans at. I mean, sorry, I said that wrong. They almost put the Houston Texans over my Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. By the way, the team you put it, your number 10 to my number 32.
Nate, can I just say my top 5?
Nah, because I'm not there yet. I already said Baltimore. So number 7, I already said. I already said. I'm sorry. I already have my number 7, which was the Dallas Cowboys. So that means I have to say my number 6. This is what's going to shock you.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Okay.
Kansas City at number 6.
I actually had him at top 5. I was just making
Kansas
sure I
City at
wasn't
number
forgetting
6 because
anybody.
they are the only team so far this season to allow the Russ trying to cook some eggs, but can't seem to cook them right away through, and can't seem to actually
Patrick
score.
Mahomes nearly choked to the Broncos, though. You have to think about it.
Exactly, exactly. This game,
Any given Sunday.
once upon a time, this game was 27-0, and now suddenly this is 27-21. Denver Broncos were able to capitalize on not one, but two, actually three interceptions that ended up turning into touchdowns. One was not. One was actually like a, um, um, one was you punt it and Denver actually ended up scoring from there. But I got Kansas City because their defense is not that good.
This is gonna be you're gonna be mind blown by who my top 4 are. Washington, New
Oh
York
my god.
Giants,
Oh my gosh.
Cowboys, and
Oh
Eagles.
my. Eagles is the only one. The Philadelphia Eagles, that doesn't surprise me. Everything else, I just can't believe this list.
The NFC East is the best in the NFL right now.
Chiefs, you said you had Chiefs at 5. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish out the rest of this list, and then let's move on to the pick segment.
All right.
So my number 6, because I haven't said my number 6. I'm sorry, I did. It was the Chiefs. Number 5, Miami Dolphins. Their defense, just like the Kansas City Chiefs, is not that good. Actually, let me flip that. Miami at 6, Kansas City at 5. Their defense is not that good. It is still not that good. I've been saying that all season long. Now, Sunday went better than what I expected from this team. Um, so I, but their defense is not that good. Offense has been much better than what I thought was going to be the case. All right, I already said Kansas. I already said Kansas. So Kansas City at 6. I'm sorry, Miami at 6. Kansas City at 5. And then my number 4 is the San Francisco 49ers. I don't remember which. Where did you have San Francisco?
I had him like way at the top. I honestly forgot.
You honestly forgot. Uh, okay. San Francisco 49ers at 4 because they added in Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs in the league. And you can't honestly tell me who's the best. Um, you honestly can't tell me who their best receiver because weapon is because they have 4. They have their third string winning against Tom Brady, which I will be going with a hot take. I think Tom Brady is problem number 2 in Tampa Bay right now, and I've already said my reasons why. But it's Tom Brady, guy that's won 7 Super Bowl rings, and he goes out and loses by 28
Yo,
to a
Nate, we
third
gotta
string
speed this
quarterback.
up.
49. Okay, so 49ers at 4. Number 3. Number
You
3, I got the Buffalo Bills.
you should put the
Number
Cowboys
2,
higher.
no.
Yes, yes,
Buffalo,
yes.
Buffalo at 3. Buffalo at 3.
Cowboys,
Buffalo at 3.
Cowboys.
Number 2, I got Philadelphia.
Who's your
But
number 1?
Cincinnati.
Heretic. Heretic.
What?
Heretic. Heretic.
The Cincinnati. Okay, just compare two teams real quick. Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati's offensive line is much better than earlier this year. They're much better than what I expected. The only thing I can say that Kansas City has right now that might be better than Cincinnati is a better head coach and a better quarterback. And I can even see the argument that Joe Burrow might be better. I don't agree with it, but I can see the argument that Joe Burrow might be better than Kansas City. I mean, than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm still mad at the fact that you put Cincy at number 1. I'm
Cincinnati
still
at 1-1.
mad. Come on, dude. You gotta give credit to Mac
There's
Jones of Philadelphia. You gotta give credit.
there's only two teams. I gotta be honest with you. There's two teams I can see a strong argument that you could put over Cincinnati. They have to be your top three.
Cowboys and
Every power ranking there is, they have to be your top three.
Cowboys in Philadelphia.
No, Cowboys top 10, sure. They're my bottom portion of the top 10. Philadelphia is one of them. You're right. The other is Buffalo. Buffalo's biggest problem right now is that some reason they can't win in overtime. And two,
they can't win when it comes clutch time.
that's debatable.
Well, you have to consider their defense in the fourth quarter of playoffs. It just all
Oh
of a
wait,
sudden goes away.
wait. You're talking about against the Chiefs?
From last year, yeah.
That wasn't the fourth quarter. That was overtime.
Oh wait, what?
Yes. 13 seconds in the overtime.
Patrick Mahomes all of a sudden does his thing, and everybody's like, "Oh, 13 seconds. Oh, 13 seconds. Oh." Wasn't it the Chiefs that lost to the Bengals a game after?
Yeah.
And all of a
Here,
sudden, Chiefs fans just began to
let's
be
go through
quiet.
this quickly and move on to the next
I have
statement.
the pick schedule loaded up if you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Who do you have for Thursday Night Football? San Francisco 49ers or Seattle Seahawks?
Is that even a question? I got San Francisco. They're number 4 in my power rankings for a reason.
I have Seattle. Geno Smith.
No. No.
Yes. 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 I think you're bad luck, Nate.
Okay, like let's just all agree here on this show. I'm the brains of the show, and you're the comedian of the show. Okay.
Hey, the brains and the comedian need each other, though. Ain't that true?
Okay.
Indianapolis Colts versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings.
Is that even a question?
Baltimore
Yeah.
Ravens versus Cleveland Browns. I'm going to give Deshaun Watson his chance, and I'm going with the Cleveland Browns.
Against who?
Baltimore.
That's tough. I gotta go with Browns though. I agree, but I think it's gonna be a close game.
Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo Bills. I'm going to consider this another upset like it was earlier in the season. I'm going with Miami.
I gotta go with Buffalo. They're in the home stadium, and remember what happened to the Jets? I think it's gonna happen to the Dolphins too.
Oof. Philadelphia Eagles versus Chicago Bears. I'm going
Eagles next
Philadelphia.
question. Eagles next question.
Atlanta Falcons versus New Orleans. I'm going with Atlanta.
Same. North Atlanta.
Detroit Lions versus New York Jets. I'm going with the Jets.
I think the Jets will dismantle the Lions.
Jets. Jets.
Both teams are going to win out after this game.
All right. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Carolina Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree.
Dallas Cowboys versus Jacksonville Jaguars. We them boys, we them boys, we them boys.
Jacksonville's much better than people think, but they're gonna lose this game. I got Dallas.
I thought I was gonna have to grab my pulp bar or something and just whack my keyboard at you.
Now
Okay,
here's where
Kansas
I have my upset. Never mind. You haven't even gone through it yet.
Kansas City Chiefs versus the Houston Texans. I'm going with Kansas City.
I got Houston. Okay, I got Kansas City.
Now, what were you gonna say about that upset?
Let's go to the game first, and I'll say it.
Arizona Cardinals versus the
Yep, I
Denver
knew it was the
Broncos.
next one. I
What?
knew it was the next one. Kyler Murray's done for the year.
With that ACL.
If Russell Wilson comes back, I think that Russell and the Denver Broncos are gonna find a way to pull this one off. And it's
Hey
an
Nate, you
upset.
should read a sports status chat.
Yeah, I rattled through a little bit of it. Okay. Anyway, um, okay, what's through the next one? The Patriots and the Raiders. Is that
Yeah,
next on yours? Okay,
I'm going with the Patriots.
I am too.
Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going with the Titans.
I thought you and I were going to agree on this one, but apparently we're not. Chargers, and I think this one's probably not going to be even close. I think the Titans. I think this will be the last time, however, that the Chargers have a legitimate chance of losing this game. I think they're going to win out after this one
All right,
because never mind. We'll get to it as time goes on.
Nate, you should look in sports status chat.
Yeah, that's something. Well, I'll have to. Well, let's talk about the show first.
Yeah. Cincinnati Bengals versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Based on the way that Tom Brady played this last week, I'm actually going to pick the Bengals.
I am too.
Ooh, a division matchup in the NFC East. The Washington Commanders take on the New York Giants. I'm going to pick the Commies.
I am too. I thought we were going to differ on this one, but we're not. I got the Commanders.
The Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm going with the Packers.
I gotta go with the Packers too.
All right.
Actually,
All
uh, actually, I'm gonna go with the upset here. Monday Night Football. Baker Mayfield against the not so hot Green Bay Packers. I gotta go with the Rams.
right. Up next is the refurbishment of the AT&T Stadium. What's your opinion on that?
What's not new in the Dallas and Fort Worth area? It seems I've gone through Google Maps several times, and it seems to pass like since they just it's been for years that they've done one construction project after the next. It's been that way ever since the Texas Rangers moved to a new stadium.
Hey, it's pretty interesting though, right,
When
Nate?
are they going to get all the projects done? That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with this.
Never.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's just going to be interesting because it's going to be for the 2026 World Cup.
That I think was a smart move. I think it was a smart move. Dallas and Fort Worth seems to be a booming town.
Dallas
I
and
think
Fort
this is
Worth
a really
has been
smart move.
booming.
Yeah, I read a stat earlier. I think that they are the fourth most growing town in the world and the most growing town in the United States.
Also, with this, with World Cup being held here, oh man, it's gonna be a boom town. You know what? This is gonna be a hot take. I think gambling is gonna be legalized in Texas by the time the World Cup comes
Oh,
around.
it's not going.
Everybody's gonna be wanting to bet on the World Cup here in Texas. And I can tell you one thing, it will become legal beforehand.
I think so too. I agree with that. I think it's going to happen. It's already legalized in Oklahoma,
And it's
and if
legal in
it's not,
Arkansas and Louisiana.
that is true too.
And
And
it's
if
legal
it's
in my
not
home state,
legal,
Indiana.
people are just going to leave Texas and go to one of those two states.
I
I think
know.
it's. I think gambling is going to. I think gambling is going to be legalized.
All right, on to NFL talk. We have T.Y. Hilton signing with the Dallas Cowboys, the former Colts receiver. Woo wee! Talk about a surprise signing right there, ladies and gentlemen. How do you feel,
Okay,
Nate?
I'm going to give an analogy here. Imagine somebody trying. Imagine somebody coming home. It's been 20 years. They're coming home. They're coming home, and they to their hometown where they graduated high school,
Mm-hmm.
and he's now this dude is now. I'm not talking about T.Y. Hilton. I'm just giving with my analogy. This guy is 20 years 20 graduated 20 years out of high school 20 years ago, comes back, and in the high school reunion asks if he could try out for his high school football team. He graduates from high school 20 years ago, and I know this is not possible, that can't happen, but time in the NFL should be done. He is not the same receiver that he was when he first came into the league.
But do you think he could help improve the Cowboys in some way?
He might be a good slot receiver. I think he can be a good. I'm sorry. He can put in like for a play or two. I just don't think he's going to get the number of carries that you might see in an Odell Beckham Jr. I
Yeah,
think it might
especially when
be
we have younger
better.
receivers such as Noah Brown, then
I
that's
think
gonna
it
be.
would have been better if Dallas went for Odell,
But
but I
Odell is practically almost the same age as T.Y. Hilton.
that's true.
But
But I still
here's the
think
difference between Odell and Ty. Ty is not injured. Guess who is?
fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
So Ty's healthy. He's ready to go. It's just
Now,
he might have to get reused to practicing and stuff, getting the hang of his routes again. But other than that, he should be okay.
I think. Oh, we saw the Denver Broncos game against Kansas City. It wouldn't surprise me if Kansas City tries to go for Odell after they had that gave up embarrassing 28 points. As they still wouldn't catch up and surpass my number one seed for what my number one seed is, number one team in the conference is.
Hey, Nate, what do we have on the playoff predictions?
Okay. Playoff predictions. I think we should wrap it up after that.
All right.
AFC or NFC first?
NFC.
Well, I think the division winners are, except
Philadelphia.
with the exception of the NFC South. I think that the division winners are determined at this point.
The winners of the NFC South is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I no, no, I don't agree.
Who do you think?
Okay, let's look at their schedule. Who does Tampa Bay play this week?
Tampa Bay, Cincinnati.
Okay, Tampa Bay plays Cincinnati. Great. Carolina has one game that I could see as a loss. I mean, two games I could see as a loss. One is against Tampa Bay, which that game I could see going either way. But I have been saying since the season started that Sam Darnold is the guy they should have gone with since the jump. Now, he has been hurt for 4 weeks, and I get that. There was no reason, in my opinion, that they should have traded for Baker Mayfield. I thought it was a dumb move, and my point has not been proven.
Hey, Nate.
I got Carolina.
I have Atlanta Falcons as well. I think
As
it's
a
going to be
division,
close between the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I think it'll be close.
no. Carolina's going to win it.
No, this is the 300 we're talking about.
I'm looking at the standings now. The Falcons are 2 games back. And they only have 4 games left.
The
Carolina
Falcons play the Saints, though.
has a they have one game. Okay, one game that should be a win, although the Saints beat them the first time around. Remember that?
Excuse me. Sorry, Jay. I know you told me not to, but that one was out of my control.
The Saints won the first time around. The Falcons on their schedule, okay, they have the Saints. Then they have the Ravens, who, keep in mind, they've been winning off of their backups the past couple of weeks. The Cardinals, which I could see that being a win, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I
However,
see San Francisco winning the NFC West.
I agree with that. San Francisco and NFC West. I don't see Seattle taking this.
Especially with them being 3 games behind.
Okay. Philadelphia, not a question.
Put the Cowboys second.
Yeah. And then Minnesota, not a question.
Kansas City Chiefs, I can see taking the AFC West.
Kansas City, yep, that's not a question.
AFC South, it's going to be... Do you think that the Jaguars can make a comeback? Or is it too late?
I think they can, but I think that's close. They're 2 games behind, and Tennessee has not been doing well.
I honestly see Tennessee Titans.
I do too, but I think it's really going to go down to the last game.
Okay, that's going to be a hot take, but I think the Bengals are going to take the division because Lamar Jackson is injured. AFC North is going to the Bengals.
Yep, I agree.
Also, AFC East, no question, Buffalo Bills.
Yep, I agree.
All right, is that it for tonight?
Wildcard teams.
The wildcard teams.
AFC or NFC first?
NFC. I'm going with the... Did the Cowboys have the 7th seed?
They're at the 5 right now.
They're at the 5. So will they... I forget how the wild card works, honestly.
So
I know it's like the...
If the Cowboys, if the season would end today, they go out, play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because the Tampa Bay has the lowest divisional win. However, the Washington Commanders, who have the 7th seed, will go out and face against the Vikings because the Vikings have the highest divisional win. The Commanders right now are the 7th seed.
All right, so the Commanders will have the wild card round.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. For
Uh,
the NFC North, I'm gonna guess the Detroit Lions will have
no,
the
no, 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 no.
yeah
Hold on. Wild card's different.
yeah.
Any team that is not a divisional winner could take that to 6th, 7th. There is no wild card out of the
All
NFC
right.
North.
So for my
So pick
wild
your
card,
best. So pick your best 5, 6. Pick your best teams in the NFC that you don't think will win the division.
one of them is gonna be the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't agree with that, but okay, say your opinion.
The Seattle Seahawks, I think they can win a few more games. I
Okay,
know they're not gonna win the division, but I do see potential of them becoming a wild card.
Seattle Seahawks, and you said Cowboys, and then who else?
And I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions.
All right, I agree with 2 of them, and here's why.
What's up?
Detroit Lions in their past what few games, the 6, 7 games. Okay, ever since they played the Packers, have just gone better and better and better and better. They had an ugly win against Green Bay. They go out in a game that was closer than people expected against Chicago, almost beat Buffalo. Um, I think Detroit is going to knock out the New York Giants out of the playoffs and then potentially get the 7th seed. So the Giants, I think they're going to potentially get the 7th seed. Washington is going to take the 6th because they do get the win over the Giants.
That
This
I
next.
agree with.
So I think that the Detroit Lions are going to take it. I don't think they will win this week against the New York Jets. In fact, I think they are going to get dismantled by the New York Jets.
All
But
right,
I
so
still think they're taking the 6th seed.
that ends that for the NFC.
Okay, what about AFC?
I have the Miami Dolphins
Okay.
and the Los Angeles Chargers.
One more seed. One more team.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, I can see. But if they make the playoffs, they're more likely to make the 4th seed. And
Logan's gonna love me for saying Jacksonville being a wild
I
card.
think they're more likely to make the 4th seed than anything. If they do make the playoffs. And I could see it happening. But my 5th, 6th, and 7th seed, uh, my 5th seed, it's got to go with, I probably have to go with Miami. My, my 6th seed, sorry, I'm checking something. Okay, so my 5th seed, I got to go with Miami. And then my 7th seed is tough. I was going to say Baltimore, but then Lamar Jackson got hurt. So I'm actually going to put the Chargers in there.
All right.
And then my number 7th seed, um, I'm going with the New York Jets.
You going with
Patriots
who?
barely miss it. Patriots barely miss the playoffs, and so do the Ravens.
Good take. So that's about it, actually. Want to do your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Final thoughts.
Somehow we killed an hour with this. I
My
thought it was.
Super Bowl take
Oh,
as of right now, and this is going to change as time goes on. Still, I think Cincinnati is going to win the Super Bowl.
uh, remember last year when they were in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, but they're not playing the Rams.
But, guess who could be in there? Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Philadelphia.
Wrong team.
No. No. No.
Yes! Cowboy
They're
Nation, rise up. Cowboy Nation.
no. They're
Cowboy
not getting
Nation.
past the Eagles.
Yes,
They
we
are
are.
not getting past
Yes,
the
we
Eagles.
are.
I will say one thing though. If Tampa Bay, if your prediction about Tampa Bay winning the division is right, I do think they are going to lose to Dallas in the first round.
We them boys. We them boys.
But
We them.
in the NFC, if they lose to Dallas, if Dallas moves on, then that means the Cowboys will happily face the winner of the was it the lowest seed that divisional winner that won? It was the lowest divisional winner that won because they're currently in the fifth seed right now, which most likely, in my opinion, will probably be. Ooh, that's a good question. 49ers would play against Detroit if my thing would go correctly. And then, no, 49ers will play the Commanders. Probably the 49ers, and I don't think they're going to make it past the 49ers.
My Super Bowl picks will be Dallas Cowboys versus the Buffalo Bills.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes. 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 Alright, if you are wrong and I'm right, you're gonna have to do something for me.
That's fine
I
because
want you to write on a piece of paper, have it as your sports status background for a month, saying Dallas Cowboys for life.
okay, okay. You know it's
And
not
what
going to
would you
happen
want me to do?
if. Well, that depends on the question. If Philadelphia wins, goes to the Super Bowl, or if any other team besides Dallas, goes and makes it. That depends on what the bet is.
If any other team but Dallas goes.
Oh, that's easy. Never thought there was going to be a day I say this, but you have to put a Seattle Seahawks logo as your Facebook profile for a month.
No!
I only say that because of what you said earlier before we started the show
Oh,
about your
because I
friends.
hated a guy for being a Seahawks
Yeah,
fan.
I only say that. I was gonna go with Denver, but what you
I'm
told me
messing with it
earlier,
though.
when
I
you
do
said
like him.
against.
He's a good guy. But I hate him for being a Seahawks fan.
Oh, this is
You're
gonna be
watching
the
this, ladies and
easiest bet to win, and I don't like betting money.
but it's a fun bet. Wink, wink.
All right, this has been another episode of the Sports Status Podcast with your host Nathan Great and Coley Turner. Somehow this ended up being an hour and 34 minutes, which that kind of surprised me. Uh,
I
next
told you.
week, next week, we're gonna give you some baseball information,
If I'm into
baseball
it by
takes.
then.
Yeah. Um, Probably some more stuff as time goes on. NFL playoff picture is heating up, but you're going to have to wait till then. As for now, peace out and enjoy the rest of your night.